my clients, and she's been doing absolutely amazing, because just like you guys have been putting forth, like I give you the information and then you go and you do. Angela is a doer, and she does, and she does it all the time, and she does it consistently, and she does it well. So she's going to share that with you today, her experience and how, like where she came from and where she's gotten to today. So thank you so much for being here and sharing your experience that you're about to share with us today. So tell me, what was life like before you actually started working with me?
Well, it was very, very stressful. I had gained 20 pounds in like 5 months. And it was due to multiple things, multiple reasons. I am sole caregiver of my mother, who came down with dementia in March, like March 3rd, and the country shut down on March 13th, and she had very complicated health care that I had to navigate and try to get her help during this COVID crisis. So I was basically taking care of my mother like 14 hours a day at that time. And you know what? I was the only time that I got a minute to myself to decompress was between 10 and 1 o'clock in the morning. And I was eating any kind of sugar I felt like. I felt so entitled to eat that. And I'm like, shit, the world might fucking end. Oh, excuse my language.
It's quite okay.
So the world might end. So, hey, you know what? Let's free for all. And the stress of not being able to hire help because of COVID, not being able to get my sisters to come down here to help me was really taking its toll on me. So that is why I initially started working with you. But the truth is that I've been yo-yo dieting for 20 years, since like 2001, something like that. And it started with just low keep the sugar and bread out of your diet kind of thing, or keep it really low, and watch your portions and all that. and I started running 3 miles a day, then I turned into 6 miles a day, and then I was like super fit and getting too skinny. So then I had to like, okay, shit, I gotta eat some donuts now. And that yo-yo kind of like went back and forth, and I was super healthy while I was exercising. But once I fell on my knees and couldn't run again, I like gained like 20 pounds in a month or something. It was insane. So
Wow.
that's been my yo-yo thing. And it's been, detox, feel bad about myself, feel good about myself. And you taught me intuitive eating, but there's a lot that goes with it. That yes, it's consistent. The consistency is, but the consistency is how you see it. Like, I was a perfectionist, and my mind was like, I have to have this, and this right. And if I have this when I'm craving, which is pizza, so that was my favorite. I'm freaking eating that every day. To, setting myself up to not have these cravings, setting myself up to de-stress myself. And so I've been with Kelsey for a while. And she and I did personal coaching, and that was a 12-week program, and that really, springboarded me, and I lost a significant amount of weight. I like went from a size 16, 18 to a size 10, which I'm really, I'm happy, because I just kind of went down a half a size, and I've been like stuck here for like 4 months. So that's where I'm at, and you can ask me more questions.
Well, first of all, I mean, just the fact that just the stress that you were under. I mean, a lot of us deal with stress from day to day, but this is a like a higher level of stress, right? I mean, that's your mom, and now she has dementia, and not only that, but you're the one taking care of her. So, we all talk about time management and finding time to take care of ourselves, when here you are, the caregiver for someone else. So being able to actually fit time in for you and make all of these things happen, I mean, that wasn't an easy task for you, right, to take on. But you did it because you had that mindset there, like, you know what, this is enough. Like, I'm done with yo-yoing, and I want to finally be good for me, because especially when you're a caregiver, you really got to be on your game for yourself, number one, so that you can be there to be able to take care of your mom and whoever else, you know, happens to come into play there. So I know that was one of your deciding factors to actually reach out, which I'm so glad that you did, because it really, you know, I feel blessed, and it warms my heart that you have just gotten to such a good place and that I was able to help you do that. But what do you feel really changed for you? Like, along the way, like, what was that like you just felt like something clicked?
Um, I felt what clicked was that um, that there was just more to getting your diet right and controlling cravings, and there's just so much. You know, the concept of intuitive eating was like, well, why aren't I, you know, doing lemon juice and, you know, cayenne pepper every day, and having this woman like beat the shit out of me so that I do it, scare me to do it. And there was a part of me that was really scared that I wouldn't be able to take care of my parents if I got sick. And I knew that I needed to take care of my mental health some way, somehow. And I had the desire, that fight or fight desire, to try something, to get rid of, to work on my perfectionist stuff and get going. And what I found with you is, you know what, my program started out very, very slow. The first week I was with Kelsey, I was like, sugar addict, you know, so much to do. I'm here and there. I'm driving 3 places. I drive an hour and a half a day, you know, on and on and on and on. How am I going to try to eat intuitively? And you know what? She was like, the first step is getting your sleep right, because the 10 to 1 o'clock in the morning is the problem. And that I'm not getting enough sleep was, you know, definitely exacerbating. Lost like 3 or 4 pounds first week, just sleeping, you know, and still having my soda and whatever and all this bad shit that makes you feel bad. You know, I try to get like some vegetables in, but that's how we started.
Right.
And what happened with Kelsey is I have a real eating disorder, like one that needs to be slower. And some people can just go fast, and it worked that way. It just was not going to fit into my lifestyle. And so I had to learn how to have strategies to put eating into place to basically save my life. And that is where I was. Yeah, you know what? It can be. You're going to screw up. You're going to have days where it's not great or whatever. But Kelsey's there to just kind of shift you back and teach you how to shift yourself back and reinforce that. And so that has been incredibly helpful to me, because I'm so distracted by so much that being able to be like, okay, I feel nuts, help me, is help on the other end. And there's so much more to this than just eating. It's like eating is maybe 50% of it. 50
You nailed it. Yeah.
50% of it is learning how to put yourself first. And I had to learn how to put myself first to take care of my family.
Absolutely. You nailed it. It's so much more than eating. You are so right. It's so much more than calories in and calories out. And that's why a lot of people yo-yo and go back and forth and lose the weight and then gain the weight and then lose the weight. And when you mentioned, like, the first thing that we did was get your sleep in order. And that's specific to you. Like, that's what, like, when we looked at everything that you really needed and everything you had going on, like, we just like, I knew that that's what you needed. So that may not be something for someone else, but that's what made it individualized and specific to you, because this was something you had an issue with and needed to be able to get, I don't want to say get your sleep under control, but get the sleep that your body really needed, so that you weren't up, binging or snacking, or just in giving your body the rest that it needed, so that your hormones could get back into balance as well. And then you could go from there. And you've implemented so many strategies along the way that have really helped you in your journey. So I'm really curious, what made this so different for you? Like, what do you feel personally made this so different for you from anything you've done in the past?
It wasn't too strict, and I could eat as much as I wanted, of anything, including whatever icky food that I wanted. If I wanted a whole hamburger, I would eat it. You taught me how to put nutrient dense food in my diet in a way that was accessible to me, that I was eating things that were palatable to me, and I wasn't depriving myself of anything, which included, you know, a muffin, my pizza. I like pizza with Coke, like I
Me
can
too.
still have that. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I'm eating so much healthier. And honestly, once Kelsey and I started doing the Voxer program is when the part that clicked to me really is that there's food that makes me feel good that I'm addicted to. I mean, I am sitting here having been exposed to COVID, not knowing whether I have COVID. I had the vaccine on Friday, probably was exposed Thursday or Wednesday last week. And I have felt tired, but they're like, well, you had the vaccine, so you're going to be tired. You're supposed to like build up some sort of immunity to it. And Saturday I was exhausted. I don't think I'd ever been more tired in my life. So I probably have it. Who the hell knows? But I knew that I needed to fight for my life. This thing is so dangerous. It really is. I mean, I know a woman who's 36 years old who, had a heart attack, had something called a SCAD, and it was related to her getting the COVID. And, it's like when somebody with 5 children lost their life, that's 36 years old, that's way healthier than you and way more in shape than you. I'm taking it seriously. I am quarantining these 10 days. And what I have found is that I am able to not go to work, be home all day, and instead of being bored and eating, I am being like, okay, what am I gonna eat that's gonna get me feel a little more balanced and less fatigued? And I have found a multitude of things. Coconut water, drinking like 4 ounces of coconut water will snap me back. A banana will snap me back. Spinach and Brazil nuts I eat every day because I went through menopause and I had unbelievable hot flashes during this time.
Yes.
So like I was like literally I felt like I was on fire every night. On top of like wake up out of a dead sleep, on fire. So Kelsey helped me with that dietary thing. I went on some hormone replacement therapy that was helpful. And ultimately I have integrated what has been taught, but I have made a decision to put myself first because I have to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, like when you say yeah, with the whole COVID thing and then getting the shot and then having it make you feel like crap, you amaze me, because you're like, it was so easily, you could have just eaten whatever and been like, I feel like crap, I'm just gonna just have whatever the heck, who cares? But no, you were like, I'm gonna still eat all of my good, really nourishing foods because I know it's gonna make me feel good. And you would. And Angela would literally like Voxer me the next day, and she would be like, I ate so good yesterday, all my good foods, all my healthy foods, and I feel so good today. And I'm like, yes, yeah, that is what it's all about. because when food, literally, food is medicine, right? So rather than, crawling under the covers and feeling bad about yourself because you feel like crap from the shot or from whatever, because things happen, and falling back to the, like you never slip up, you never slip back, because there's like nothing to really slip back to. Because if you want, like the times like you wanted Burger King or you wanted that pizza or whatever, you have it, but you have it in a normal portion that feels really good to you, and then you move on, and then you're back to your spinach.
Yeah,
This
like the
girl has spinach
nutrient dense
at like every
things,
meal.
the nutrient dense things kind of like, they
Love
make
it.
me not as like, I guess high from the pizza and Coke, because that like combination like really shoots up your blood sugar where it's like I just had cocaine or whatever. And like I don't make rules around the food, and that's like why I've been able to maintain this. And this is a concept that somebody who's diet mentality it's gonna take time to really understand, because your body is used to fighting itself. And that's where I've springboarded, is that my body, I have learned to connect to it. And it's took me months to learn how to connect to this.
It does. It takes time.
And
but
you know what? I'm not really the size I want to be 8 months later. But you know what? I don't care, because I feel like I've fixed an eating disorder of 20 years that was going to make me unhealthy, unhappy.
That's a huge win right there. Huge, huge win. And with all of your consistency and your nutrient dense foods and always being prepared everywhere you go, and not just like feeling like you have to do that, but it has come naturally to you. Like that is what's going to get you where you want to go, because this is not a quick fix. And that's why you might not be right where you want to be today, but down the road you will be, because you keep doing all the things that are going to get you there. I have to tell you, my favorite thing about Angela, she has this thing called the safety pack or safety net. Either way, I love it.
Because I'm a super busy person. I'm driving,
yes.
And I,
Very
all
busy.
I do is
Takes
caretake
care of a lot of people.
I run somebody's house. I run my parents' house. I run my mother's healthcare. I run my own life. So I've never been busier in my whole entire life than I am right now.
But you're always prepared. This lady is always prepared with her safety pack. She has it with her. So there's her waters, her snacks. Anywhere she goes, she has it there with her. So that way she's not stuck like, oh crap, you know what? All this time has gone by and now I'm starving. And now I'm probably going to make a poor choice because I'm starving or overeat. But that doesn't happen because you're always prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you need to
I'm
give yourself credit for that.
To me, I feel like I'm prepared on a marginal level.
No, you need to definitely pat yourself on the back for that one.
Because I do go to a workplace that, has a 14-year-old boy that wants to eat Doritos every day, and
it's in your face.
And I'm always buying them for him because, like that's what his mother told me to do. So, I mean, it's not like the stuff isn't in front of me at work and I don't eat it or whatever, but the big point is that when I don't get enough sleep or when I'm under stress, I fall back. But I fall back less, significantly lesser, because I've learned how to eat the right food, which is, and you're not supposed to think it's right food or bad food. I eat the food that I love. And I learned to eat nutrient-dense food because I didn't know before.
That's truth right there. Truth, no lie.
Like I thought I was eating, a healthy granola bar or whatever. It says organic on it. It's in the health food section of the granola bars and cereal and whatever. And there is a preservative in it called organic natural flavors. It's in everything. Everything yes. That says that is prepackaged, that says is totally organic. It's not organic. Right. It has chemicals in it. I had no idea, and I thought I was smart that stuff.
Putting,
I really did.
Yeah, we don't want to be putting inflammation into our bodies on purpose, right? We don't want that. So just knowing, sometimes we don't know. And it just, what do they say? Knowing is half the battle, right? Sometimes just knowing, but being able to actually implement it. Like a lot of times we have the information, we know what to do, but it's a matter of putting that into place. Or if we think we have the information, but then find out that we really don't, then you're able to tweak things and switch things up. And that's where I come in and I tweak it all for you so that it makes it work just for you. Because even though like you've been in this group, this Boxer group, we had another lady come in with us, it's still individualized to each person. So everything Angela needs, that's what I'm right there for, regardless of what the other lady needs. And then whatever she needs, then I'm there for that. So it's tweaking it and personalizing it specifically right to you and whatever you need and what your goals are and what your needs are.
Right. And I'm moving on to different goals, which is learning how to exercise so that I'm fitter, so that my knees don't hurt. The right foods to eat so that you know what, you're not flabby, and I'm a little flabby, and you know what, I don't really want to be that way, but I trust that she knows what she's doing. I mean, God, did you see the picture of her with the towel and like this? And
here I am.
And it's not that I stopped being like, I'm not beautiful because she is, and I want to attain her. I don't want to attain her. I want to be me. I want to feel healthy. I don't want my knees and joints to hurt. And, menopause brings that on, by the way.
But we can combat that. There's things we can do.
So,
and we're doing it.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, the Voxer program has helped me the most because it's not only Kelsey, it's somebody else who is who's relearning new things and has things to reinforce in their experience that's different from mine, that is expanding my growth.
And that's right. Like you said, you have different goals now too. Like, you grow and you change, and then we create new goals. So it's not like you get to a point and you're just done. Like, we're always growing and changing. Like, I feel like there's always room for improvement, no matter where you are. Like, even for myself, I always have goals that I'm working towards. So that's great that you have learned yourself, that, okay, I've gotten to this point, but now there's different things I want to work towards too now. And that's wonderful. Like, whatever comes up for you, that's what we do.
Well, I don't know if we're going to end this or not, but I'll leave you with this. I'm not feeling like, okay, I slipped off the wagon, I ate this, it's the wrong thing, it's unhealthy, it's going to make me feel terrible, like it is the last thing I'm ever going to eat because I'm trying to lose weight. And this has been a journey, because when we first started out, I was getting on the scale all the time, being like, okay, half pound, a pound, and you know what, that wasn't healthy for me. And at some point, I realized that weighing myself was really bad for my eating disorder. Because if I was lower 2 or 3 pounds, I would cheat or perceivably cheat, where that guilt comes on. And so then I'm like, okay, well, I'll start tomorrow. And then I would eat whatever, like it was the last thing I was ever going to eat.
Last supper.
The last time I was ever going to eat it. And
I know.
And
I've been there.
And honestly, my progress on the weight, getting on the scale and getting off the scale, was completely, almost the hugest part of me going off. Because when I had some success, I'm like, I have some room to do this. So that's
you ultimately got rid of your scale
right now, and I've been here a long time.
Right, and you did get rid of your scale, correct?
Yeah, I don't get on that anymore.
Yeah,
I mean, the last I knew, I lost 26 pounds, and
but we go by how we feel.
But
you did
you know
say
what?
that
I
you noticed.
stopped. Yeah.
You noticed how your clothes are fitting. You feel like you're down another half size.
Yeah.
And that's the true tell. How we feel and how our clothes fit. We don't need a scale to tell us a number, to tell us anything, really. So I love that you've been able to just give up that scale
I
and
mean,
just
for
go
some
by.
people, they need it. It's motivating. It helps them stay focused.
Oh yeah, everybody's
For
different as far as
me,
how they feel
being
about
a
that.
sugar addict, under the amount of stress I am under,
Right.
it doesn't work.
And you recognize that. You realized that. And that's a big piece of that. That's huge for you to realize that.
It
So,
is huge for me. I mean, some people, they need that motivation to keep going, and I understand that. This is a personal decision that I have made because I have assessed and worked with Kelsey long enough that I'm healthy enough to do that. But you know what? It was good for my, it was good to feel like I was making progress. It was good, but I'm just,
yeah,
can't
you're
do
in a
it.
good place. You've gotten to a
I'm
really
at a
good place.
different place. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you're still moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
You're still moving forward in life and in yourself and setting new goals and you're just doing it. You know, I'm so proud of you. And I'm very thankful for you coming on today and sharing your story with us. That was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I appreciate that.
I mean,
And
right now I'm on the part where Kelsey's helping me. I know all the food. I'm doing the food fine.
you've gotten it.
I'm on the point where I'm on the exercise end of it, and she's helping me learn to exercise so that, you know, I lose my SpongeBob SquarePants body. And, you know, like one of my goals was just get up right away in the morning and stretch and do something. And, you know, the first day I wanted to do it, you know, she was like, what time of day is the best time for you to get to do 10-15 minutes? I'm like, between 8 and 9 or whatever. So I get up at like 8:30 and I get on the boxer and I'm still in bed. And I'm like, I don't want to get up today. Help me. I don't want to get up. I can't do it. I don't want to. And Kelsey was there. She sent me a meditation. And, you know, and I was funny. I was entertaining. And I was laughing at myself. It was really, it's like, that's why Voxer's kind of fun.
It is. It is a lot of fun.
I did get off and I did get out of bed. And I did utilize, you know, the fact that I live in a beautiful place. I live in Florida. I live in the tropics. It's gorgeous here right now. I have a lot of beautiful nature to go out and exercise in. And so if you're thinking, okay, well, this Voxer thing or whatever, Kelsey's program might be too expensive for you and what have you, this really works.
Well, thank you for that. And it does. It's a lifestyle. You know, you're making it a lifestyle. You're not yo-yoing, which is the biggest thing. And it's your health. You know, it comes down to you and your health, and feeling that confidence and that beautifulness, and just loving yourself. And you're making it happen. And I'm so proud of you. So again, thank you so much for sharing that. That was wonderful.